I've been trying to get rid of social media countless times. Whenever someone tells me they are doing a detox of it, I feel immediately encouraged to do the same. I love imagining the feeling of being off screen. No time for others, only for me. Not knowing what new person is being accused of something, not reading the fights of people in the comments of a post, not seeing the Instagram stories of anyone. But the truth is that I tend to feel FOMO whenever I'm not checking on Instagram or any other social platform. I have this enormous and often useless fear of missing out on something. I fear I won't be able to know when my favorite YouTuber is uploading a new video or doing a live show. I fear I won't be able to see the loads of not always interesting Instagram stories of the people I follow online, or that I will miss something important happening in the world or in the life of a friend. That is the reason I haven't been able to do a proper social media detox. Maybe the only time I could do it was when I was in high school and traveled with my family for holidays. I didn't have a cell phone with internet back then, so I would be off Facebook and Messenger for weeks. Even then I had a big FOMO, but after returning home I would realize nothing important happened during my absence. At least nothing I would really care about. So I decided to do something this week. I will be using less social media. Hopefully, I will get completely off of it for a whole day or more. And consequently, I will be filling my days with creative projects and expressing myself artistically. The rules for this week were the following. I will be using Instagram only after finishing every task of the day, so probably from 7 p.m. I won't watch YouTube videos unless it is as a background sound while I work or if I'm resting. I am allowed to use Spotify to listen to podcasts or music whenever I work, cook, wash dishes, or do a creative task. I can use Webtoon, Wattpad, and check my email whenever I need to. Reading is considered a task that will enhance my creativity because it will serve as inspiration. So the first day I broke one of the rules immediately as I stepped into Instagram for 5 minutes during the morning. I decided that maybe I would be flexible with that, but during the rest of the week I realized that I can live with no Instagram in the mornings. That day I remembered a story I wrote on Wattpad and started reading it. I felt the urge to keep writing it even if I hadn't done it in years. So I searched for the notebook where I had every chapter planned. Spoiler alert, I ended up finding other notebooks full of songs I've written and wasted the rest of that day reading that. The second day I went on my notebook quest again. And I found it, so I could finally start writing chapter 7 of my story. It was a very nostalgic feeling that I thought I wouldn't have again. Writing has always been something I enjoyed doing as a child and teenager. Even when I was at university, I managed to write a couple of novels, but since I began my small business, I never wrote the same way. So being able to show myself that indeed I still have creativity to write makes me feel more motivated to try publishing my books one day. On day 3 of the week, I broke a rule again. As I was waiting for something in my laptop during the afternoon, I took my phone and got into Instagram stories. I felt like I was an addict to social media, getting her daily dose of it, so small that I wouldn't feel guilty after it, but big enough to make me want for more. So I closed the app and didn't go into it again until night. During that afternoon, I painted something I wanted to since last month. I put some music in the background and just let myself go with the flow, mixing colors. I felt relaxed, but also focused a lot on the final result I wanted to get. Painting always brings the perfectionist in me, which sometimes makes me doubt my skills and feel like I'm not talented. This time was no exception, but then I remembered the words of a YouTuber I had watched the previous day. She said that when she paints and she makes a mistake, she doesn't worry about it. She tries to fix it and changes the paint a little bit and then keeps going. I know I'm not an artist who paints every day or even every week, so why would I expect to be amazing at it? Instead of focusing on the final result, I want to start focusing on the process and the enjoyment I feel when painting or drawing. My final artistic project for the week was going to be reading more of Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way. In the pages I could read, the author talks about the doubt that artists have when doing their creative homework. This doubt triggers self-sabotage behaviors in us that end up blocking our creativity even more. In the book, she says that one of the ways we do this is by showing our early work or morning pages to a friend who is also blocked. If this friend criticizes what we wrote, we will be blocked again. She then speaks about surrounding ourselves with people who don't try to manipulate us into doing what they want. According to Julia Cameron, often our creativity gets blocked when we collaborate in the plans others have for us. So we tend to think this behavior makes us a good person, but instead it makes us feel frustrated. I would be lying if I told you that I didn't use social media at all, because I did, especially on the weekend. And I would also be lying to you if I told you that I was able to do every single creative task I wanted at the beginning of the week. But something I can tell you that is true is that thanks to this week of creative commitment, I was able to write a new chapter of my story after years of not writing any word of it. I was also able to paint something I had postponed since March. I started reading again, not only the Artist's Way book, but a Spanish novel I wanted to read since last year. Also, my level of consumption of social media decreased, which makes me believe that I can keep on decreasing it more and more every new week. This week was different and I liked it, so I'm totally trying this again next week. If you also want to exchange some of your social media time for a hobby you have or an artistic task you've been wanting to try, this is your call. I'm sending you a big hug and see you in the next one. Bye!